I've received a few questions on the quiz 8 retake. This was on our transformations unit. And I think some of the questions might have been centered around the notation of these problems. And let's start off with number 1 here. It asks us to describe the transformation of the parent graph f of x. So our parent graph is f of x. So that's our parent graph right here. G of x is a transform graph. So what is the difference between f of x and g of x? Well, g of x is equal to f of x, but with a negative in front. So really what that means is that is our original function. Let's say our parent graph was linear. F of x equals x. Well, then g of x would just be that x value. Boom. And it would just be that x value, sorry for the delay, but with a negative in front. So what is that negative doing? It's reflecting it. It's across the x-axis. So therefore, this would be a reflection across the x-axis. Effectively, that is our a value, so to speak, where a is equal to -1. All right. Next up, which graph below shows the transformations of the absolute value parent graph? Well, keep in mind here, our absolute value parent graph, they're basically calling f of x again. So there's two things that are going on. There's a 1/2 in front. There's a -3 here. So again, what that 1/2 represents is our a value. A is equal to 1/2. Notice it's positive, so it's not going to open it downwards. But a equaling 1/2 basically means that it's being vertically stretched by 1/2. And if you stretch by something less than 1, it's really shrinking. Half as tall as it used to be. That 3 is what we refer to as our h value. And since it presets at x minus h, our h value really is +3, which means we are shifting it right. So I like to think about the shifts first, up and down and side to side. In this case, are 3 units right. And since we have some options here, I can eliminate all the ones that didn't get shift 3 units to the right. Well, this one looks like it did get shift 3 units to the right on the x value, so that's still in play. This one, no good. It got shift 3 units to the left, so this one's out. Option 2 is no. Option 3 got shifted 3 units to the left. No. And option 4 got shifted 3 units to the right, so that's still in play. Now, really what it comes down to is between options 1 and 4 is that one of our absolute values, our v, is opening upwards and the other one is opening downwards. So the reason why it has to be option 1 is because our a value is still positive, which means it's going to be opening up. Whereas in option 4, since our a value is positive, although still shrunk, and notice it's kind of smushed there vertically, it's opening downwards, which would have to be an a value of -1/2. AKA option number 1 is the correct answer. All right, on to the last one. The parent function, what is the parent function, of the function shown below? Also, what are the transformations? We'll notice right off the bat, our x is in the exponent, so this has to be exponential function. Has to be, since our input, our x, is up in the exponent. So linear functions are no good. Okay, now we got to determine what's really happening here to our parent function. Well, the big thing that I see right here is that it's h value of 2. Again, this presets at x minus h. And since that is a 2 there, it means h is 2, which really means that we are shifting 2 to the right. Boom. Option number 1.